Hey guys, Crack here. Got a Crack's Commute cassette review for today, and it's been forever since I've done one of these, and really the only reason for that is school has been fucking kicking my ass as of late, and I've been using my commute to listen to a lot of books on tape for my literature class, and cassette reviews have been kind of suffering, but I still have the same goal: get through my entire collection of cassettes, even as I add to it, and review them all individually and at random. So, with that goal in mind, we're gonna knock another one off the shelf, and this one kind of stayed in my tape deck for a little longer than it should have. It was a really pleasant surprise, and I think I might have said this phrase before, but this cassette is like the definition of not judging a book by its cover, or a cassette by its cover. But I should have known better. My friend who sent me this cassette, he sent me a few cassettes, more than a few, a lot of cassettes. He sent me a few dozen. Has like amazing taste in music, and that being said, I should have known that this wasn't just some corny 80s tape, because I don't think I've ever met anybody that has the wealth of musical knowledge that this kid has. So yeah, now that I'm already 2 minutes into this and you're bored to death, I'll at least show you the tape. It is Alan Vega, Saturn Strip, and when I first saw this tape, just given the cover here, the bright colors, and I thought that this was a woman. I actually misread it and thought it said Alice Vega. I put it on the shelf backwards to be selected at random in the future, and never thought about it again. And then when I pulled it off the shelf, I noticed that it said Alan Vega, and I was like, huh. Alan Vega, why does that sound really familiar? I was like, maybe this isn't the, pastel, spandex, jazzercise soundtrack that I had originally thought it was. So I was listening to it in the car, and I kept thinking about it. Alan Vega, who the fuck is Alan Vega? And I was like, this is actually pretty good. What is going on here? Who is this guy? And then it kind of hit me all at once, like a eureka moment. And I actually had to pull my car over to get on my phone and check to make sure I was right, because it was eureka. And Alan Vega is one half of the seminal New York City post-punk band Suicide, who in 1977 released a self-titled record, Suicide, which is amazing. It's a fantastic record, and highly influential band. Some more mainstream bands lately have really been, taking a page out of Suicide's book. In fact, this group that my wife likes, LCD Sound System, she was playing it in the car one day, and they even mentioned Suicide in this, what is this song called? I'm Losing My Edge or something. They even referenced Suicide, and I was like, that's kind of cool that I didn't know that band was influenced by them or whatever, but I really don't know too much about LCD Sound System to begin with. But anyway, so this guy is half of the band Suicide. He's the singer, I believe guitars, while the other half, I can't remember his name right now, is Dylan or Dan or something. He did the synthesizers and drum machines. So Alan Vega here, Saturn Strip, I think this is maybe his second or third solo release. I didn't even know he had a solo career after Suicide, so that was shocking in its own right. And it was also shocking how decent this was. This is I would consider this pop rock music, but it's not totally 80s like I had thought it would be. I mean, it is 80s music, but it's not. It doesn't have all those pitfalls that bad 80s music has. And it's actually pretty decent. If I was going to compare it to anybody, I would probably compare it to bands like the B-52s, early Talking Heads, the Cramps, really early B-52s, by the way, stuff like that. So if you like that stuff, the Cars, that's another band I might compare it to, you'll probably like this. and it's a really solid tape. And I was looking at the liner notes one day, and I noticed that on the first track, on the first side, Alan Jurgensen is credited for vocals, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. If Alan Jurgensen sounds familiar, that's because he is the singer of Ministry. Ministry, the Ministry, from the 90s, The Land of Rape and Honey, all that stuff, that Ministry. So I thought that was really cool. I'm a big fan of Al Jurgensen. Not so much the modern Ministry stuff is kind of, it's a little sketchy, but the Ministry records from the 90s, I love. I don't really like the first Ministry records that were like EDM music. Like, that's not my favorite. I know a lot of people like think that shit is like super cult, but I'm not. I don't know. I like the Ministry that was like I said, like The Land of Rape and Honey. That record's awesome. So to see him on here was crazy. Because he actually, one of my favorite records that I revisit all the time is Palehead, which was Al Jurgensen and Ian MacKaye of Minor Threat and Fugazi. Like, that record's crazy, because if you just think about that relationship, like, the guy that invented the term straight edge did a record with Al Jurgensen, like, world-renowned junkie. Like, that's just crazy. So, and it's good music. I really enjoy it. So that was cool. Some other cool things about this tape, it was actually produced by Rick, what the fuck is his last name? Is it on here? Rick, I can't think of it. Okasek or Okasek, whatever, the singer of the Cars. So that's kind of cool. And there's a song, a really good song, that's called Kid Congo, which is a tribute to Kid Congo Powers, the Cramps guitarist. So I was like, wow, there's so much, like, if you take this tape at face value, it looks fucking terrible. But there's so much going on, so, like, much history in this that it's phenomenal. That's just interesting alone, in my opinion. And some more research of Alan Vega has proved that not only is his solo work pretty damn decent, he has a huge output of work post-suicide that I had no idea was happening. And not only that, he's pretty, like, well-respected in the music community. In fact, in the early 2000s, there was a Alan Vega, like, tribute CD, or actually I think it was an EP that was made that had, like, Bruce Springsteen, Primal Scream, The Liars, Lydia Lunch, Sun O, the drone band, Spiritualized, Grinder Man, like, so many good bands. I can't think of anybody else that was on it. Julian Cope, I think he's the Strokes guy. So, like, very well respected in the music community, and not even just for suicide. Like, that tribute record was all of Alan Vega music, not suicide music. So I thought that was really interesting. To get Sun O and Bruce Springsteen on the same compilation is, like, crazy. It takes a pretty special person to get those two people to appear on the same record, in my opinion. But so yeah, the Alan Vega tape, really cool. Definitely recommended. That if you're a fan of Suicide, this is probably a cop it for you. You might already even have it. If you're a fan of, like, the Cramps, the Talking Heads, the B-52s, the Cars, this is a definite listen. I could definitely see people that are into those bands really digging this. So yeah, Alan Vega, Saturn Strip gets somewhere in between a cop it and a tape it or whatever. So pretty interesting stuff. This came out in 1983, produced by Elektra. Nothing fancy with the packaging, just standard tape and case, nothing cool, no liner notes or nothing, but yeah, definitely opened my eyes, and I'm going to be looking for more Alan Vega releases in, record bins and tape bins when I'm out hunting, so definitely worth checking out, guys. That's it for me. I know this video was kind of long, but I didn't expect to have that much to say about that tape, so pleasant surprise, and hopefully I'll have more cassette reviews for you soon. Crack out.